Hello friends, welcome to my channel Nelson's Creativity and Gardening. Today we'll be talking about a very important plant, geraniums. Yes, these geraniums are beautiful flowers. If we see these flowers, they come up in clusters of red, clusters of pink, clusters of white, and even multicolored. This is a plant that usually starts flowering from the month of November and they go on till the summers approach. Although it's a perennial plant that keeps growing throughout the summers and it's a regular plant, but the place where I live and the temperature is above 35 degrees, these plants usually die when the summers are going and winter approaches. Now talking about these geraniums, if we see, they have beautiful flowers on the top. The buds are usually down and these buds keep moving up and they start giving flowers. Now let us talk about the potting mix of this plant. The potting mix of this plant is made up of 20% vermicompost, 20% coco peat to make it a little softer, although they need a dry soil, and 20% of garden soil. They are very fond of acidic soil. Now how can we make an acidic soil? A very simple method that I'll just tell you is, we all eat oranges, and this is one simple method of making the acidic soil. The peel of the oranges and even oranges are put in a bottle. I've just put on a hole over here. I've put some orange peels here, dip them in water, and finally they make a perfect acidic soil for my plant. Now remember, these plants need less water, so overwatering can spoil your plant. This is a flowering plant from October to February. Even when it doesn't flower in summers, it is a very beautiful plant to look upon. If we see at the leaves, these leaves of this plant, they come up very nicely in a rounded shape, just like a lotus. So these are beautiful plants that make clusters of leaves and serve as a good greenery even in the moments of summers. Now let's talk about if we do overwatering in these plants, as I have done. So when this overwatering is done, do we see at this leaf? The leaf starts turning yellow and eventually they fall. So this is a sign or a symbol that the plant is telling us that you have done overwatering, and they are fond of dry soil. So they do not want that much of moisture. Now let us talk about propagation of this plant. Now the propagation can be done by two methods. Number one is cutting. That can be done easily by cutting a bud of this plant, maybe a small cut from here, and then you can put this cutting somewhere and it can multiply. The second method is by seeds. Once the flower blooms, it is this form that we get it, and these are the pods that we see. I've just broken some of my pods from here, and you see this pod over here. So in this pod, what we do, in these pods, when these pods dry up completely, they give us very light seeds. I'll show you some of my seeds that I have just collected. These are the seeds that have just been collected. These are very small in shape. They have a small feather kind of a thing that helps them to fly. I'll try to focus on the seeds. So they are very small seeds and they usually have a feather attached to them, and this feather helps in the movement of the seed so that the seed may fly to a new place and germinate more plants. Here is one seed I'm just trying to show you, a small seed with some hairy structure that helps in the movement. So friends, this is a beautiful plant, geranium, a perennial plant for friends and people who are fond of gardening can do it. It's a perennial plant, a beautiful plant. So happy gardening, stay safe, stay blessed.